District play begins this week for the John Tyler Lions. Hi again, everybody. I'm Bill Coates, and welcome back to Coach's Corner. The Lions had a bye week this past week following their game with Robert E. Lee, so they take a 2-1 record into the Whitehouse game, which is in Whitehouse, coming up at 7:30 on Friday night. It's developed into quite a rivalry, and Coach Ricklan Holmes is with us. It really has. I mean, this has really kind of become a good ride. There are people in the JT community who would argue that this game is just about as big a rivalry as Robert E. Lee. Agree or disagree?
Well, the importance is there because it's a district game, and now it is a rivalry because they did win last year. So now we just got to make sure we take care of our business on Friday to get the winning side back on our side.
Those games with Whitehouse have been absolute, just wild shootouts in the last few years. Are you expecting that again this week?
Anytime you got two quality teams playing against each other, you're going to have a pretty good game for the fans to watch. Not for the coaches, but for the fans.
Go ahead.
You know, with the way our defense is playing right now, hopefully they revert back to the way they played the first two games, and we can take care of what we need to take care of on Friday against Whitehouse.
You know, those games, you love to win those kind of games. Yeah. But I mean, are those kind of games fun to coach in?
I think
when it's 55-54 or whatever the heck.
It's not fun to coach in because it's very frustrating, especially looking at it, you know, on the offense and defense side, whether you're moving the ball, whether you're able to stop the ball. But as a fan point, you know, it keeps everybody standing. It keeps their attention on the game and seeing everything that's going on.
With the way offenses have changed, with the spread, has your definition as a coach, has the definition of good defense changed over the years, in your opinion?
Not with me. Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. Put a lot of pressure on our defense week in and week out with Coach Barry Anderson, and that is, you know, if our offense scores 28 points or more, we should win a football game. We should be able to stop and hold people under 28 points. And, you know, if you go back and you look at the history of football right now, most big-time games, championship games, have been won by the team that played the better defense.
Yeah, in the end. And that was your big complaint about the Lee game 2 weeks ago. It was the missed tackles. We talked about that last week.
Missed tackles, missed opportunities, putting ourselves in a position to win that football game. We didn't do that on the defense side of the ball. You know, scoring 31 points, that should be enough to win that game.
You should win most games like that, shouldn't you? 65 missed tackles. When you say that, does that include special teams too, or is that just
straight defense?
Straight defense.
That's not including nothing else.
Okay.
You know, and you're talking about a game where we had somewhere above 80 snaps on defense. Mm-hmm. That's about 95% of the defensive plays.
Yeah, so Lee ran a bunch of plays that night, and in the end, the whole point is if your offense has the ball, the other team can't score, right?
Most definitely.
And you didn't think you took care of the ball that well in the Robert E. Lee game, is that right?
I don't think we took care of it the way we need to. Right. I think we took care of it better than we did the first two games. Mm-hmm. So that is an improvement on that side of the ball. We rushed the ball way better than we did the first two games. As you can see, Jeremy had over 200 yards rushing. We just got to make sure we take care of all the little things to take care of game, because right now, if you look at that game, we always put ourselves in a position to make a play. We just didn't make the play when we was in that position.
Now, you didn't play last Friday night, but it was far from an off week. It was a bye week.
Yeah.
So what'd you do during the bye week leading up to this?
We still had practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday. On Friday, we went back to more of our normal routine where we practice in the morning, and during the period we do special teams.
We'll talk more about Whitehouse coming up in a moment, but just an overall, before we look at, we're going to show you some of the high points of the first three ball games. The Lions are 2-1, have achieved a #1 ranking in the state in Class 5A, got dinged out of that spot, but still a top 10 football team, and have a couple of pretty good wins under their belt so far. But just your overall impression of these first three games. How have your guys, give me an overall view of how they played.
Overall view, I think we're about 3 weeks better now than we were at this time last year.
Okay.
I think the things that we have done to take care of the first two games, last year we wasn't at that point yet. We took a step back last week against Robert E. Lee, but with the mind frame that we've always put towards our kids, I think that we're going to put ourselves back in the position where we need to be to go through this 7 weeks and make sure that we take care of what we need to take care of to be district champions again, and also put ourselves in a good position to start the playoffs.
And of course, you know, again, there was the Lee loss, but there were wins over two pretty good programs. Yeah. Plano at home, Longview on the road. Those are two good skins to have on the wall, right?
Yeah. I mean, you go off of two quality wins against a 6A Plano, and then a powerhouse 5A Longview at their house, and then you come home for a big crosstown rivalry. You know, those 3 games right there, physically and mentally, to me as a coach, get us prepared for a district run.
All right, so that district run begins this week, and again, it's a road game at Whitehouse. Guarantee you the stadium will be packed, so if you have tickets, get there early and beat the traffic. But these first 3 games have been pretty entertaining. The Lions are 2-1 on the season, and why don't we roll tape and take a look at some of the high points of these first 3 ball games, beginning with the season opener against Plano at Rose Stadium.
Yeah, it started out with the defense on making a big play against Plano as they're trying to roll out and run the ball. We was able to get a hold of the quarterback and get us a sack right there.
Now, you won that game 30-12. It was scoreless at the half in that game.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. We was playing pretty solid on defense, controlling the line of scrimmage with Braylon Jones and Leonard Pierre. And then at the edge, we had Jasavier Reese and Tillman Morgan.
And they're a running football team, and you shut them down.
We did. Linebackers was playing downhill. We were fundamentally sound, lined up correctly, probably about the majority of the night, and adjusted well to what they were doing.
Who made that play?
Right there was Leonard Pierre.
Leonard Pierre, okay.
Or Pierre Leonard.
Pierre Leonard, a big defensive tackle, done a good job for you.
Yeah.
He plays DT for you, right?
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Pierre Leonard.
He's starting to make a name for himself. So
good for him.
Hopefully we keep him healthy and keep his ability on the field and not anywhere else. We'll be just fine.
All right. Again, there you also scored 2 defensive. I'm sure we'll see him, but you scored 2 defensive touchdowns in this game.
Yes. I believe did one or both come from Bryson Gibson, I believe. I know Bryson Gibson did take one to the house. Right here, we caused a fumble. This is one thing that, that we got to make sure that we do is we create turnovers, because we believe that our offense is very dangerous when they're on the field. And the only way for them to show that they're dangerous is to keep them on the field.
Yep, it's good stuff. And here you are defensively again. Again, in that game, I show you with giving up less than 100 yards rushing in that game to a Plano team that wanted to run the ball. Yeah. And here's why: plays like that.
Yeah, stretching it out, everybody staying in the lanes that they're supposed to, making secure tackles, something that we've done well.
Now back on offense.
It's a big run right here by Jeremy Wilson.
Plano in the I formation.
Side again. It's going to be a play where we string that out.
Here's Gio at quarterback.
Showing off his arm a little bit. Getting a play across the middle to Dontavian Gross on that one. It's going to be an interception right here by Bryson Gibson, where he's going to take it back for the pick 6.
That was the first score of the night, I believe, too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And that was a lead you never relinquished. Now you're back on offense.
Good pass right there to Dontavian Gross again.
Dun is only a junior, as the kids call him, is only a junior.
He is a junior. And he is doing very, very well for us right now. Getting better and better each week.
Played the reverse well that time.
It's just staying at home, being fundamentally sound, and doing what you're coached to do. Tell the kids all the time, if at first you don't succeed, do what your coach coached you to do the first time.
Mm-hmm. That's just good, simple logic, isn't it? Kid tried to tuck it and run.
Good backside pursuit, staying in your lanes, not creating the holes. It's a run right here by Jeremy Wilson, showing his toughness, running inside, bouncing it out, using his quickness and his speed. He's coming to a good look back for us. He's pretty tough, very doable, has great speed. Nice touchdown run.
That was Jeremy, 5-yard touchdown run.
5-yard run. Try to run a little option play here. We sniffed that out and stopped it.
How often in district will you see this style of play from what Plano's doing?
We'll probably see it again against Ennis.
Funny, Ennis used to throw a ball over a lot, change coaches, and now they're running it all the time,
They're
right?
running it, but they have the personnel to run it. You know, they have a big, hefty line, decent running back, quarterback that know how to, you know, carry that ball well. Swing pass right here to Nick Kane, which is a two-way starter for us right now. He's doing a good job for us. Hopefully with our addition of Deandre Williams, we're going to be able to alleviate some of his duties on the defensive side of the ball.
There's a touchdown. That's Dontavian Gross, right?
Yes.
I believe on a 21-yard pass play. Now they're in a position where they're trying to throw it now because they're behind.
They're behind. Now you're kind of in a panic mode. Now you get out of your game plan and what you're normally used to doing, which is controlling the ball, controlling the clock with the ball on the ground.
And with your secondary and your speed, here you go. This is a scoop and score by Bryson Gibson. But with your speed, and of course you won that game 30-12. They're having to throw. That works to your advantage.
That works to our advantage. That's what we want people to do.
Now here's the Longview game. You win that one 41-25. This is at Lobo Stadium. They're on offense. They're trying to run the ball, stuff that Longview tries to do.
Oh yeah, and they're really dominant at doing that. Something that they've always been able to do. That was a good pursuit and sack. It's going to be an option read run by Gio. I guess that's a first down on that carry.
Gio sometimes doesn't look like he's going that fast, but he sure covers the ground, isn't he?
He's rolling. Good pass play right here to Nick Kane, wide open. Shows off his little speed and gets to the end zone.
That was a 59-yarder, and that gave you the lead, I think, for good in that ball game. You never trailed again.
Yes. Tough run right there by Longview.
Nice open field tackle, though, by one of your guys. Otherwise, that kid's off to the
races.
races.
He's gone to the races.
Yeah.
And this right here, we control the line of scrimmage and played on the other side. Made sure that we done what we need to do. Good tough run by us on offense.
Was that Jeremy?
That was Jeremy.
Deep ball.
Good pass right here to Bryson Smith. And they ruled it as a catch because he let the ball go as he went out of bounds.
Here's the touchdown. And that was Cordarian Johnson.
Cordarian Johnson. Call him Duke.
And again, that jumped you out to like a 14-3 lead. So you're controlling the game at this point, especially here.
Good job on the front line, taking care of that run. Linebackers playing downhill. Backside pursuit, well. Just make sure we set the edge and make that play.
Lobo's trying to run the ball. Nice play on the edge. Who made that? Was that Kane out there or Ike?
I think it was Ike that was on that one right there.
Chumley throwing deep.
Yep, that's an interception by Damian Miller, another sophomore playing. Actually a starter at safety.
And a ball hawk too.
Yes, he is.
Got your man open there.
Right there. But that's Nick Kane or Dontavian. Might have been Dontavian on that one. Good tough run right here by Jeremy Wilson.
There's a touchdown run there, right?
Mm-hmm. Going against a team like this, you got to play physical. You know, Longview, you know, their capability. It's a scoop and score by Ike. You know their capability. You know what they want to do. You know what they're successful at doing. What you got to do is you got to try to be a little bit better at doing it than they are.
Ike Warren scoop and score 56-yarder, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So when you're going against a team like this, you got to turn up and do things exceptionally well. Because if you don't, they'll capitalize on it.
Great pressure on Shumley, who's a fine senior quarterback.
Yes, he is. Very athletic, mobile kid, good arm.
But not here.
Yep.
Now you got the ball back. Longview, of course, dropping down classification this year. Here we go. This is a touchdown here, isn't it? Yep.
That's a touchdown right there to...
That is Rodney Bendy.
Rodney Bendy. Good swarm to the ball right there. Causing a pile, making a play.
Excellent effort defensively.
I think that was Nick on that breakup right there. Backside pursuit. Good job at the mesh point. You just got to make that tackle right there.
You know, a team like Longview is going to get their yards. They're going to move the ball.
They're going to move the ball.
You just want to make it as tough as possible on them.
Tough as possible. One of those deals where you might not be able to stop them, but you got to try to slow them down.
Yeah. It's Jeremy again, right?
Good tough run by him, showing his feet.
And for those of us who know Jeremy, he is not a big kid.
Not very big.
He's tough, though.
He's a tough little compact guy.
Yes, he is. Is Jeremy being recruited yet?
He is being recruited. He has 2 offers for some D2 schools right now, and has 1 offer from a D1 AA school. So.
He could play slot receiver, too,
he
for
can.
somebody. He's done that for you before,
yes,
too, hasn't he?
And I think that's what most of them are recruiting him
Right.
at.
Here he goes again.
But the way he's running the ball now, you know, it kind of raises your eyebrows on can he be that running back also.
Here's the league game. This is first play, your first offensive play. This is Jeremy. What a night he had.
Yes, sir.
80-yard touchdown run.
I think he had 11 carries for 208 yards.
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. He took care of the ball a lot better than he did the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Here's a replay of that same thing. And again, once he broke past the line of scrimmage, his
not
speed,
too many people that's gonna catch him.
He's got enough speed
They
to
got to be pretty fast.
take it to the house. So that was a great start to that ball game. Here's a heck of a pass right
This
to
game,
the post.
the last preseason game and the first preseason game are totally different. You know, in the first game, we had a lot of defensive highlights because the defense played really, really well. Well, our offense played well against Lee, but our defense didn't. So you're going to see more highlights on the offensive side with the production that we had. Tough run by Jeremy.
Yes.
Following his blockers. Good job on the edge by the wide receivers blocking, making sure they're doing their job. You know, as an overall team, we are getting better. And that's what the preseason is about. Figure out what you're well at doing, get better at it, and then the things that you know that you can't do well, either you figure out how to get better or you trash it and you move on.
Here's Jeremy again. Right?
Yes, that's Jeremy again.
He's only scored 2 touchdowns so far. Now here's a
50-yard field goal.
Luis
by
Duran.
Luis Duran.
That was very impressive too.
Yes, it was. As a head coach and you have a weapon like that, you know at least if we get on the 30, we'll at least be able to get 3 points.
You got a chance to get something out of it.
You got a chance to get you some points.
Now your holder is
Nick Kane.
Nick Kane. And the deep snapper is
Decorian Blaylock.
Okay, so I mean those guys are important too.
People.
Absolutely.
3 very important.
Absolutely they are.
Roll out by Gio.
That's Bendy, I think. There.
Throw it across the field to big Rodney Bendy. Big target.
Lee blitzing here. You guys did a good job to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodney, who's got an offer from North Texas, I believe,
yes.
does he not?
Another rollout right here from Gio. I think he threw that right there to Nick. You know, Gio's a lot more comfortable. That's right there to Tommy Dyer.
Tommy Dyer?
Yeah, he's a lot more comfortable outside the pocket than he is staying up in the pocket. So that's something that we had to figure out about him and see which way he's going to be more successful.
And here he is there where you're running the ball, right, on the zone read?
And he's going to pull it. And when he pull it, he's going to go downhill. And 9 times out of 10, we're going to get close to a first down. So you can't take that away from him.
Young man's done a nice job. Here's Jeremy again.
Yeah, showing his speed, showing his vision, staying with his blockers, and making a touchdown out of it.
That's his third of the night. And again, look at the 5th gear.
Yeah, once he gets to that gear,
yeah.
like I said, unless you got a really good angle or you're really fast, you're not going to catch him. That's another run by him.
There he is again, touchdown again. That's number 4.
For little tough man Wilson. I like how he sliced it and hit the hole.
Yeah.
He just turned it on then.
I mean, you've had some great backs come through, John Tyler, obviously. The school's all-time leading rushers, Kendall Hunter, who went on to play in the NFL. Let me know about Earl, and let's just name a few. But Jeremy is such a versatile kid.
He is.
You can throw it to him, hand it to him, whatever. I mean, sing his praises.
Yeah, that's one. He's a back that, you know, he's a little different mold than the guys that we had come through here. You know, everybody knew about Earl, how he pounded it.
Yep.
You know, he led the team in the way he did with the ball in his hand. Kendall was a slicer, had really exceptional speed.
Great
vision,
wasn't
very
too.
big, very good vision. But then you come with Jeremy where, you know, he started out catching the ball, you know, being a wide receiver. But he understands, you know, the capacity of being a running back. He understands the toughness that you have to be a running back, because you can't always hit everything on the edge. Sometimes you got to use your vision. You got to find that hole, and you got to go hit it. And that's something that, you know, I think he brings a little bit of both of those guys that came through here. He has the toughness of Earl because of his size and his strength, you know, and his, you know, compactness. But then he has a vision, you know, to find that hole, follow his blockers, and hit it.
Was the league game a wake-up call for your guys? Did anything good come out of it?
Oh, most definitely. A lot came from that. I think that we understand that we can't go out there to beat teams that we're going to go play. We got to understand that we're just going to go play other teams, but we're going out there to beat John Tyler. And that's the mentality that you have to be a consistent football team, because you don't go up, you don't go down. I think we got 2 up for the league game. Yeah. And
which happens, rivalry game. I mean, everybody's excited about it.
We got 2 up for the league game. We went out there to try to beat rivalry league instead of taking care of our business to beat John Tyler, to do things that it takes to beat the number 1 team in the state of Texas, to play well against the number 1 team in the state of Texas. So I think we learned from that. I think we grew up. I think we matured. We understand now that, you know, the things that have been drilled into your head are not being drilled in your head for no reason at all.
Now, there is a little bit of a concern. Ike Warren has a cast on his left pinky,
he has
right?
A cast on his left hand. He fractured a bone above his left pinky.
Okay.
Which he had
in the league game.
Yeah, which he'll have on his hand for about another 3 weeks. And then he'll be back to a split and then full range of his hand.
Now, you will have a new player available this week who's transferred in from Lindale. Who is that?
Yes, his name is Deandre Williams. He played corner for the last 2 years, I believe, on varsity for Lindale. He's coming to us. Finally got his approval for him to play last week. So his first game, his first competition as a John Tyler Lion will be against Whitehouse.
And he's a cornerback, so that could give Nick Kane a little bit of a rest, and so he doesn't have to play all the time both ways, right?
Yes, most definitely. Now that frees up Kane to do more damage on offense than he already has been doing.
All right, let's talk about Whitehouse. Again, Patrick Mahomes graduated, but the young man who's replaced him, Jackson Allen, talk to me about him.
Great kid, left-handed quarterback. He knows what to do with the ball in his hand. He's very smart. He had a very exceptional game. The first game, he kind of backslided the second game, but then he picked it back up for the third game, and then he showed, the big playmaking ability that he did the first game.
Now, they had a bunch of other playmakers out there, too, along with Mahomes. Parker, and Patterson, and all those young men who were so good. Now they're all gone off now. So,
but the skill set they got there now is
pretty good,
not bad either. They got some guys that's able to control the perimeter at the wide receiver, and then they have the running back that came back, the Dunning guy.
Justin Dunning, I believe his name.
He gets to play this year. He's a strong downhill runner. They got some very technician receivers. They're not very fast, but they're quick, and they know how to get open, and they know what to do to help out the quarterback in scrambling situations.
What about their defense?
Defense is fundamentally sound. Have some linebackers that know how to play gap control with their line that they do have. They're not as big as they were last year up front with the big guy that they had last year, but they do a good job staying still and controlling gaps. Do a fairly exceptional job playing on the other line side of scrimmage. But they protect their linebackers well, and they give them opportunities to make plays.
These district games, it's money time now.
It is.
The district games mean a lot. This is what gets you into the playoffs or not.
Or not. First district game, you want to start out 1-0 because that puts you in a position now to where you control your own destiny. If you start out 0-1, now you gotta, we gotta win these games. We got somebody to lose this game. As long as you're winning, you control everything that goes on.
That there's a 3A district in East Texas called the District of Doom. I'm not so sure with Ennis and Lufkin and a good NAC team and Whitehouse and John Tyler and Jacksonville.
It's pretty tough.
Playing well right now.
It's pretty tough.
I mean, I won't call it the District of Doom, but your district is pretty good, isn't it?
I mean, it's pretty tough now, with us, Whitehouse, Whitehouse, Ennis, Lufkin, a strong NAC. But now you got a Jacksonville team that's playing exceptionally well right now.
Who to overlook? Lindale's, they can bite you too,
and you can't overlook Lindale because, they have a very productive offense.
Right.
Their defense plays sound. Same thing with Corsicana. Very strong defense. Right. Offense is getting more productive, but you put Ennis and Lufkin in that group right now, especially with the season that Ennis had last year. Our district is pretty tough too.
You've always divided. I know you guys divided kind of into three parts: that non-district, and now
first
this, and then that
with
playoff thing. You want to get there, but in order to get there, now it gets really serious. It ramps up now.
Yeah, this is what we call the second season of our 3-season deal. Now everybody starts out 0-0. Nobody's won a game, nobody's lost a game right now. So the preseason records are thrown out the window, and now it's time to start for real.
How tough are these road games at a place like Whitehouse? You've been there a couple of times. What's it like to play over there?
Well, you know how rowdy it is at Whitehouse. It's going to be packed to the capacity.
Absolutely.
With both fans there, Whitehouse and John Tyler fan. So it's going to be an exciting atmosphere just like it was last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully we take care of what we need to take care of so the outcome is different than it was last year.
The difference last year, you tried for 2 and didn't make it. That was the difference in the ball game, wasn't it? They beat you by 1.
And it came from the missed extra point that we had earlier that game.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you don't ever want to be chasing that 1 point that you was trying to get back, which, if we would have made that field goal, now you just kick the point and you go for the win because now you win by 1 instead of trying to go for that 2 and win by 1. So
little things.
Come back and hunt you.
All right, well, go get them.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That's the plan.
All right, the Lions and the Whitehouse Wildcats. Again, the game is at Whitehouse, and it is the district opener, and it will be packed. So if you have tickets for the game, make sure you get there early. The Lions certainly need and deserve your support as they take on the Wildcats. 7:30 Friday night at Wildcat Stadium in Whitehouse. Good luck to JT as district play gets going. For Coach Holmes and the John Tyler Lions, I'm Bill Coates. Thanks for joining us.